more and more blown away how fast this year has gone by. You're going to have some people that are going to say, oh, what a horrible year. I can't believe it. What a horrible year. And then you're going to have other people being like, what a year of opportunity. What a year of unforeseen. Let me turn that off. Thought that was already off. But what a year of unforeseen opportunities within the obstacles, right? And that's what I've been talking about like all year. And so the reason I say I got to work quick today is because activity in the neighborhood. We've got landscapers doing hedges and trees and all kinds of stuff. We've got tow trucks picking up neighbors' cars. It just seems to be a plethora of activity out there today. So I wanted to jump in while the moment was quiet. It's almost 11. That's 11:40 now. So I am a little bit behind schedule as far as this goes, but staying super productive and doing some Mañana no Mas tasks as the day leads on. One of those tasks today was adding an article to LinkedIn about from client to ambassador. And this one really jumps out to me, from client to ambassador. I was trying to think of, what is it? Like every company should strive to have what? And so you're like, okay, so every company should have customers. Every client should have clients. Every company should have clients. Every company should have, like, what do you want your clients to become? Sources of revenue. Great. Sources of revenue. Fantastic. But think about the work that it takes, or the investment that it takes to get each client. Now, what if you work with those clients to an extent, you build a relationship with those clients to an extent that they become an ambassador? Now, there's a lot of trainers out there, a lot of business trainers that have used, the same talk. So I'm not reinventing the wheel here. The idea is, if I do my job well enough, if I build the relationship with my consumer well enough, if I show that I'm fully vested in their success, not selfishly saying, well, if you succeed, I succeed, but I'm saying, if I can help you succeed, what a bonus is that? And it is. It's just great to see people succeed with your products. And so that happened recently with the Inner Treasure Hunt project. I would tell you guys every day, hey, I'm working on this website for this lady from San Francisco, this lady in San Francisco, this lady in San Francisco. But once we launched the project, then of course I was like, hey, there goes the machine outside. Have you been to Inner Treasure Hunt? Have you seen Inner Treasure Hunt? And well, let me move this over here. As I ask, and I'm really, hopefully this isn't going too crazy now. Let's there we go. I usually don't talk with the microphone this close, but I just want to make sure that you hear the closing comment here. She sent a wonderful testimonial, and I took that testimonial and I put it on the websites. I put it into LinkedIn as an article. It's just fantastic. Just like that, he's done. It is fantastic when a client becomes the ambassador, when someone else gives her a compliment on the web product, when they say, oh, this e-learning site works well, or this branding looks good, or there's no dead links within this website, or it optimized for search engine optimization really well because she hired someone else for search engine optimization, and then they had like no problems with the website. And so when people go to her with those comments, she's really quick to say, hey, I work with a great developer. His name's Kurt. He owns a company called Mañana no Mas. That's what you want. That's what you want. I train power sports dealers. What I'm trying to train these service departments on is not just the process of writing up a broken motorcycle, having your shop fix it, and then giving back a fixed motorcycle. I mean, that's the basis of the job. But what I'm trying to teach them and trying to impart to them is, you need to grow a relationship with your consumer so that they become the ambassador. That way, when they're at a bike night somewhere, because we're talking about motorcycles. So when they're at a bike night somewhere and someone says, oh man, your Gixxer looks sweet. Oh yeah, I had these put on at XYZ shop. Or, oh yeah, XYZ does all my work. I trust those guys with my bike. I basically trust those guys with my life, because if something goes wrong with your bike, you're going to die, right? It's like those types of statements that build your brand. And you want your brand built by people that would be ambassadors rather than haters. Like you can have all the snarky sweatshirts and t-shirts you want that say, I need more haters. My old haters are becoming clients. Like you could be snarky like that, but realistically, wouldn't you rather have your branding be built by ambassadors than haters? So you got to put in the work. The advice I gave in the article was simple. It was start with a statement of work. When you get a new client, if you're freelancing, if you're contracting, have a defined statement of work so that you know what the scope of work is to be performed. Then you stick to that scope of work. You make sure it meets its deadline. You make sure it stays under budget. Then when the customer has a little bit of scope creep, something that's just a little bit above and beyond what the proposal was or what the scope of work was, try to be flexible. Within reason, be flexible. Sure, I can add that button for you to the website. Sure, I can paint that part of the curb yellow. Sure, I can trim that hedge while I do the other 5 hedges. No matter what your business is, there's a way to be flexible with your customer to a point, right? To a point. You still have to protect your assets, but to a point, be flexible. Honor the time, honor the money, respect the person, and be flexible with what they perceive their needs to be, and you'll grow an ambassador. When the scope creep goes beyond your threshold for, being flexible, don't begrudge the customer. Don't do it and hate yourself for saying yes. That's one of the worst things you can do. Schedule a meeting and say, hey, I just want to go over the proposal with you one more time. I just want to call out these points. What you're asking for is completely outside the scope of work. And I need to know, is this something that you have factored in additional budget to do? Is this something that you still want us to do? Or did you have, another avenue to achieve this result? Just be honest with them, right? Give them the option to use you or to use somebody else or to save a buck or whatever. But hopefully you've done the work and you've been honest with them to a point where you can say, this is outside the scope of work and it's going to require extra budget. Is this something that you have budgeted for? Is this something we need to postpone to a later date? Or is this something that you want to have a third party take a look at? That's fair. Be fair, communicate, honor the time, honor the money, honor the person. If you do that, you're going to grow an ambassador. And with that, I can hear some noises about to happen out there. So I'm going to let you guys go for the day. That's my inspiring words of the Mañana morning check-in. Actually got done in the morning today. And again, September 22nd, 2021. If you like what you hear on these morning messages and you want to know what it's like to be involved with Mañana either as a subscriber, a student, a working partner, go ahead, go to the website, go to mañananomas.com, click on the link to schedule a discovery call, and we'll hook up. We'll do a quick 15-minute call. We'll feel each other out. We'll see how we can add value to each other and take the next step.